This is Falkirk Daft.
With Behind the Wall and the Falkirk football fans in training.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you listen to this podcast. This is Falkirk Daft and it is our preview of Hibs this Saturday at the Falkirk Stadium. I am John McInally and joined by the Ginger God of Pod. And I say I'm joined by him because we're kind of doing this a bit weird. It's a bit like Pulp Fiction tonight because you're about to hear a chat that I had with Gavin Pearson a bit earlier on as we previewed Hibs in the very fancy Super Scoreboard studio. But right now we're on Zoom and we're just recording it. But anyway, he's here. He's Ross Wayne.
Good evening, sir. It's been a busy couple of days for the football club, and we're obviously still cheesing after Saturday's result against Hearts.
Still recovering. Shout out again to the Hunter for the squat and gobble. He messaged me saying, great to see the bar getting a shout out on the podcast, and then a couple of other people messaged me going, when am I getting an invite to the squat and gobble? It's very popular.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, invite only.
It sounds very welcoming.
A couple of coming back on the last podcast, very well received the last podcast, and everyone was really enjoyed Peter's chat. Al got in touch saying timely discussion of Sid Puddifoot book with author Peter Morris. Popped it at the club shop a week ago, but the book was sold out, so bought it on Amazon, which is down to just 2 or 3 copies left. So well done, Peter. I mean, obviously, like we said when we spoke to Peter Ross, it's such an amazing story, the Sid Puddifoot story.
It really is, and I always think it's fascinating to hear it from a different background as well, because obviously it's more so from the West Ham side. We're very used to seeing the Falkirk side of the conversation, and obviously Michael White's done some amazing work on it as well. So, but no, it was great. Scott, who was guest pundit, was brilliant as well. Loads of good comments about Scotty too. So yeah, it was nice to see so many. There was a couple of comments saying it was the best podcast we've done. So
there you go.
Brilliant to hear and see.
I know it's only taken us 160 odd episodes, so that's
exactly.
We've done all right. And of course, I can't believe it. We kind of had a wee chat about, off the back of the Sid Puddifoot thing about England internationals that played for Falkirk. We could pick out Chris Waddle. And another one that I've completely forgotten, he got 1 cap for England, Sir Andrew Gray. I
saw someone reply about that as well. Yeah, no, I saw someone reply. That was a great shout.
What a shout. And my God, what a Rolls Royce of a defender Andy Gray was. Oh,
he was very good.
I still remember that tackle on Paul Wright in the 97 final where he...
the last man one. Yeah, that was
3 kicks. Andy Gray is long. I love that guy. He's honestly one. You talk, as well. We're talking about cult heroes. I guess Andy Gray falls into the cult hero. A lot of people get in touch with the cult hero chat as well. Ian says cult hero for me, John Markey. Lifelong Bairns centre half, not the biggest but brilliant player. I don't think you can count John Markey as a cult hero though, because
just a hero. Yeah,
just a hero because he had so many appearances for the club, and we got to meet John Markey at Fortress Broadfield.
We did. Alfie argument, cult hero.
Oh, I'll talk about him. I'm heartbroken. We'll talk about him. And a couple of other cult heroes came in on the old Twitter as well. It's just been rife over the last couple of days. But yeah, I think a lot of people are saying Pedro Moutinho.
I saw Pedro get mentioned. Pedro's a brilliant shout as well. He obviously had a few different spells with the club as well, and all round lovely guy. But yeah, he is. I would say he's a bit of a cult hero. Yeah. I would say so.
Stevie Gibson, Gerard Affy's.
Yep.
And I think Gerard Affy's 100%. He was what a player he was.
He's in that Rolls Royce bracket again, wasn't he? He was phenomenal centre half for Falkirk.
Unbelievable. Joe says Davy Moss. I guess Davy Moss could be classified as a cult hero.
Yeah, he did very well for the club as well. He obviously was one of the players to cross the divide to Dunfermline as well. So yeah, no, I totally agree with that one.
A lot of people are saying Farid. And I guess it's a good shout. Homer is saying it. Craig's saying it as well. Farid are definitely 1 season wonder, cult hero.
Yeah, and as Scott said on Sunday, obviously he mentioned Lyle Taylor too. You could put Lyle Taylor in that bracket as well, couldn't you?
100%. Scott says Andy Haworth, he was before my time, had some pre-season and thought he'd be up for the first division. Didn't quite work out, but still loved him.
No, John, you'll remember Andy Haworth, unless you were down in Newcastle at the time. Remember, it was like it would have been season 2012-13.
Do you know what? I would have missed out because I was in Newcastle at that time.
So this guy thought he was like Ronaldo, the way he styled his hair, the way he did his socks over his knees, the white boots. The guy thought he was amazing, right? And he was utter dog meat. He came with a little bit of a fanfare, and then I don't know, he's probably working in like a bakery or something now. But it was
Why did you randomly choose a bakery?
I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. It was the first thing that came to mind.
If you know Andy Haworth and you know what he's up to now, is he working at a bakery? What is he doing? Let us know in the comments below. Please do that. Another thing, obviously, right, we've got to talk about it. The elephants in the room. I'm sure, like every other focus sport, you've been checking your phone all day after breaking. It was sort of Tuesday evening, that John McGlynn was a preferential candidate for the Aberdeen job, Ross.
Yes, I saw that, and it got a lot of traction online. I don't think it's true.
I've had a lot of dandy dons message me saying, "Oh, we're going to take your manager." You've done a bit of, I think there was two conflicting reports. One said John McGlynn, another said Stephen Robinson, and then the Press and Journal, I think it was, said that there's been 5 candidates identified and the interview process will take place, but there's no preferential candidate. So
I think if Falkirk or John McGlynn had been approached, I think Falkirk would have. I don't necessarily think we would have come out and made a big song and dance about it, but I think we would have put something out along the lines of, listen, permission has been granted or permission's not been granted, that type of thing, as a minimum, right? I genuinely don't think...
I mean, it's those days, like, I mean, I guess there was the kind of, when Davy Martindale was tapped up by St Johnstone, but I guess I'm assuming John has an agent. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he will have. I think that the way we need to bear in mind though is John's obviously John and Smudger are both tied up till 2029. I want to say it's quite a long contract. So my gut feel is it's bollocks. I'm not to say he shouldn't be on the radar, because let's listen. He probably
of course,
should be, right?
He's just holding out. My theory is just holding out for the Scotland job.
Fair play, yeah, and exactly. Hopefully, he can do both jobs. To be fair, but I think I personally think he will remain a Falkirk manager. I don't think he'll end up at Aberdeen, or anywhere else for that matter. I think Falkirk's a brilliant fit for him, and I think John McGlynn's a good fit for Falkirk as well.
I would love to come on this podcast and say we've heard that it's definitely not happening, but you can't guarantee it. We've done a wee bit of digging, but.
We have, and the noises that we've been given suggest that it's bollocks. Mm-hmm. But as you've said, we can't really sit here just now and go, it's definitely not happening, or exactly, what have you.
Exactly. But
the noises are positive.
The one important person in this whole process, however, is Mrs McGlynn. Now, I'm pretty sure, like most of us, she's got him by the balls, right? So I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Mrs McGlynn will have a major say on this potential move. Again, this is just, I heard he'd moved house recently. He just moved into a new house. So, why would you want to move to Aberdeen? I mean, Mrs McGlynn has picked out the house, probably beautiful place. And, why would you want to go all the way up? Exactly. Cold up there. Cold up there,
It's cold. There's nothing happening.
Freezing.
Yeah, she would get a bit extra money in the month, but who needs money?
I mean,
you've got John McGlynn, and you've got a happy John McGlynn as well.
Exactly. And John's always so happy as well, Imagine how miserable John would be if he went up to Aberdeen.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So it's not worth it. And like
exactly.
Smudger's happy as well.
Paul's having a great, just
Yes.
the vistas of Falkirk. We've got the Kelpies, we've got the Whale behind the wall, of course, our sponsors. It's a fantastic place to work.
Exactly. And listen, even the Royals were in Falkirk yesterday as well.
I know. They were drinking a
visit
Falkirk
Aberdeen?
Daft. They were drinking like Rod Stewart. I saw them drinking a Falkirk Daft in front of the Kelpies. Incredible
I
scenes.
also saw them. I also saw them drinking in the Foo Bar. Did you see the Foo Bar's attempt as well? They had Prince William in a hoodie, and Kate was in some like very slinky top, and they were on some sort of cocktail or Jaeger bomb.
AI has a
So
lot to answer for in this day and
it
age, I'll
does.
tell you that much. But yeah, it's fine, John. Mrs. McGlynn, if you're listening, you like it down here. You like Falkirk. You don't like move up to Aberdeen. It's cold. It's cold. Don't like do that.
Exactly.
Anyway, so there we go. My heart's been broken this week, however. John, I mean, if John was to go, my God, emergency podcast time. But I mean, I thought I was going to have to call an emergency podcast for the fact that Alfie's went to St Johnstone on loan, and I don't want to say anything, but it kind of spells maybe it's the end of the road for his Falkirk career. And I, for one, am completely and utterly heartbroken, as is my son, who is just Alfie Daft.
I know. Listen, he's been a huge part of the club since he signed, not just on the park, but for anyone who's ever met Alfie in hospitality or at an event. He is the nicest guy in the world, like literally. So yeah, listen, it is particularly unfortunate that he's moved on for everybody. Hopefully he smashes it up in Perth, especially when he's playing Dunfermline. So yeah, hopefully gets a couple of goals there. But listen, he's such a nice guy. We don't know
It's
what's
so
around the corner.
infectious. I mean, on
He
the
is.
park, you can just see how infectious he is. He didn't quite. He had a decent spell at the start of the season.
Yeah,
He just didn't find that consistency, or maybe got. I mean, I think when he was put up top, when we were struggling, and he was put through the middle, he kind of struggled a bit there. But when we all knew what he brought to the table when he went out on that right wing in the last 20 minutes, and it was just like run Alfie, run. And just do Alfie things, and we all loved him for it. He's like you say, talking about cult heroes. Alfie Agyeman will go down as an all-time great, and not only is he can call himself a Falkirk all-time great. He's invincible, and he's a back-to-back champion.
invincible. He absolutely is. And do you know what probably didn't help him is the last 4 or 5 sub appearances he's had.
Yeah.
He's unfortunately not had much of an impact on
He was
the
good when he came
proceedings.
off the bench against Rangers. He was good.
As the away game.
The away game.
Aye,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. No, he was good there. Yeah, absolutely. But if you think back, maybe the last month or so, it's been a bit tougher for him.
I think with the new players coming out the side, and we now know that Ben Parkins not only can play as a 9, he can play on the right wing as well. Ethan Ross is there as well, so it's like
yeah, exactly. And then obviously Ethan Williams
Kyle.
too. So it's game time is going to be minimal for him. And John, I don't think he's the last one that's going to go out on loan. We've got 10 days. Well, actually, there's potentially longer than that for players to go out on loan. So yeah, it might not be the last loan player that leaves. Obviously, Ryan Edwards officially left on Monday.
We knew that was happening. So
That one was coming. So
Sam Hart. So it went very quiet on the Sam Hart front as well.
I heard they played in a bounce game
Right.
yesterday or the day before. I can't quite remember.
I didn't know if he was injured because no one's really kind of mentioned Sam.
I think he's just been out. The team. So apparently, I read this online. I've not had this from anyone that was there, but I had read online that the defence, whoever, I don't even know who we played in the bounce game, but apparently it was Sam Hart, Keelan Adams were the fullbacks, and Cole and Lewis Nielsen were the centre halves. As I say, don't have any other details, but I'd read that was the
No Tom.
the
No
back four.
Tom. Asking for a friend.
Not sure. That was just the info I saw online, but could be bollocks.
Aye.
Could be.
Oh, well, we'll try and dig for that as well. We're on a digging mission this week, Ross. Shout out to Sarah Scott and the rest of the Junior Bairns. They hit that 500 number. Well done. Everyone got signed up and hit that 500 members of the Junior Bairns. Brilliant news.
Absolutely amazing. We can't say enough about Sarah and the team that she's got that organised the Junior Bairns. It's a brilliant labour of love. She wouldn't do anything else. She's so infectious as Sarah, and fingers crossed that number just keeps on growing. And I think I think it was Jamie Swinney I saw reply to the club's post of it. It would be amazing to in the next year or two just try and beat their all-time. I don't know what the all-time record number of memberships is. I don't think it said, but he talked about kind of beating that. So that would be the next milestone for them.
100%. The other news just broke tonight. We're recording this on a Wednesday evening. Is that we're going to be playing Stenny 7:30 on a Sunday night? Jesus Christ!
Superb. Absolutely love it.
Are you here for it? There's been
I'm here for it. Yeah. No, I don't mind a Sunday. It's not ideal if you're working on Monday. Are you going to be taking the day off? Or are you going to work Monday? No, I'll be working the Monday. But I think I'm here for it. I think a good wee Sunday afternoon, early evening over in Larbert, whether it's your gaff or one of the local establishments.
Oh yeah. Hospitality at the Mac and Alley's. I'm not inviting everyone because I don't think the house is big enough for that. But we did it it was last season. We did it.
It was before the Challenge Cup game. Remember?
Before the Challenge Cup game with Ryan Shanley's penalty shoot in the shootout. Oh no, he missed the penalty in normal time, didn't he?
Yeah, it was that double touch.
So we'll have a wee hospitality. But I mean, a lot of people excited. I did laugh at some of the posts just down the thing saying, Lewis said, everyone's saying how bad kick-off date time is. All I'm hearing is the word Sunday sesh. Stevie Beveridge, Smudger, if you think I'm going to go out all day drinking on a Sunday because it's Scottish Cup Day and miss working on a Monday because of it, then you'll be 100% correct.
That's not a bad thing. Like I get it could be better, right? But it's not as if we're playing Aberdeen.
No,
it's Stenhousemuir away.
I did see another comment saying, "I can't believe they're making the fans travel on a Sunday night at 7:30." I thought it was quite.
The biggest issue we're going to have is getting a ticket. So apparently the amount of tickets we'll get will be roughly 2,100, which sounds a lot, and it is a lot because you're taking over that's.
The one thing I would say is the Sunday night might put people off as well because it's a Sunday night.
It might do, but if you say we've got 7,000 regular fans now, I think we'll shift them easy.
Oh, I think we'll always be a sellout, but I'm just kind of hoping, like from my perspective, Ross, and purely selfish reasons.
All right, for less of a ballot issue. Yeah.
And I tell you what, if I don't get a ticket and somebody gets me a ticket. In the end, you can join us up here for hospitality at the Mac and Alley household. How's that? Pizzas, indie music, Falkirk goals on the telly. What more do you want?
Can we get Brian to bring some Venoms over for the?
Maybe we could maybe recreate the 1876 lounge in my house and invite a former player along for an interview. All right, Sammy McGlynn, do you want to come to my gaff?
Okay, well, you chat away to Crunchy all the time as well. Get Crunchy. In fact, next time we see Crunchy, because I'm still buzzing after the hug he gave me at the last home game, so we're ready to speak to Crunchy.
Crunchy, fancy coming in my gaff? We'll get some tins in, some dead Venoms. We'll do a wee chat with you just at my gaff. It'll be fine. So there you go. Open invitation to any ex-Falkirk player that wants to come around for the hospitality at the Mac and Alley household before the Steady game. We talked the 1876 lounge as well. We're not actually in it this week. We've had a few people go, "Oh my god, I can't believe he's out there," but we're in our hospitality ourselves. Ross, this is a good question. Like because I was back with Matter for the hospitality, and then Ross takes another one, and then we kind of do one together, and then you just decide to do hospitality this weekend as well. Is it because you've got people up, or
I've got
can't bear to be without me?
Yeah, well, something like that. Yeah. So we've got work colleagues coming up for England. So we've got a Leeds fan, a Borough fan, and a Grimsby Town fan joining us in hospitality. And you've got your family.
I've got family, well. Yeah. Including the high bay as well. So my father-in-law, one of us will be happy, one of us will not be so happy. Come Saturday, we're going to talk about Hibs just in a minute with Gavin. But first of all, we've got to say thanks to Behind the Wall. Stay local, eat and drink global. as approved by the Royals, the Falkirk Daft Venom is still on sale up there. Get your pint of that, get that down yet. And we'll maybe throw a couple in at hospitality when we're up at the McAnally's. We'll try and recreate. I'll have to get the ingredients and recreate them up here. Burns Night, if you've not got tickets yet, is this Friday with the Trice Theatre, so get on to that. And on the 31st, you've got Fleet and Rumours, which is a Fleetwood Mac tribute in the pub as well. Tickets for the Livingston away match are going on sale. I believe they might be on sale now as we speak, Ross.
If they are, I've not noticed, but I'm sure they will be very, very soon if they're not already, because the game's now less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, we know Celtic's already on sale for those that are going. I believe the ballot wasn't a huge.
I think the FSS are supporting the boycott. Gate 20 are obviously organised the boycott, so it doesn't seem that there's going to be many Falkirk supporters. I don't think anyone's going to be slighted if you go along a game.
Oh, no, not at all. No, listen, and it's been really good to see online that there hasn't been because there will be 200 or 300 minimum Falkirk fans at Celtic Park that day because it's not for everyone. People just like to go. And there is always that, what is it, FOMO? That fear of missing out.
I know it would be just the thing. We beat Celtic at Celtic Park.
Yeah, Parkinson will score a last minute goal.
There's only like 100 Falkirk supporters there. You just we're all taking a chance, but we both missed the Hearts game as well. So exactly. You can't go to them all. You can't. Well, some people can. True. Some people can.
But at Livingston, I'm sure if they're not on sale yet, they won't be far away.
Yeah, and as Ross says, the Celtic tickets for the now not the Carling coach, now it's the Coors coach, the Falkirk Daft Coors coach to the game. You can get that, get your return, get your pint back at the pub. Head to behindthewall.co.uk or give the guys a call and sort out your tickets via that. Right, let's talk Hibs now, and we will do it in the company of Gavin Pearson. Now we'll just go woo and switch to a different studio.
This is Falkirk Daft.
With Behind the Wall and the Falkirk football fans in training.
Yes, we are here with the one, the only Gavin Pearson from Clyde 1, 4th 1, North. He's on all the time. You'll get him on a Sunday morning, 6 till 10, and he also does stuff at Easter Road. What's your actual position at Easter Road, Gavin? What's your technical profession at Easter Road?
It doesn't have a title, but I can tell you what I do. It's the screens that we have at Easter Road that look pretty funky. Well, I play the audio that goes with them, and I play the audio when we score. For example, I hit the buttons that plays the music, and sometimes it's player specific. And when Kieran Bowie scored a couple of weeks ago, I managed to hit 3 different buttons at the same time, and I played Martin Boyle's goal music, I played the generic goal music for when it's a player that doesn't have specific, and I also played the Bowie music, and it must have been an absolute smash, and I was trying to get them all to stop and then start again, and it was a bit of a dog's dinner. Yeah,
so if you were at Easter Road last week, that's what you would have heard. Do players have specific goal music? Did they come and say, right, if I score, I want this music? We used to have that at Falkirk.
Yes.
Legend has it that's how Amarillo started as a Falkirk song, because Davy Moss, who played for us, who scored loads of goals, it was his favourite song, and any time he scored, Amarillo would get played.
Martin Boyle likes Starman, David Bowie, and Kieran Bowie goes... Oh, sorry, my apologies. Somebody at my door. Kieran Bowie also goes with a bit of Bowie, so we play Rebel when he scores.
Did they choose those specifically?
He did.
Cool.
We have had players who have asked us for goal music, and when it happens, and I don't want to name any in particular, but when it does happen, it's usually a player who hasn't scored for a while, and our response is, well, how about you take care of putting the ball in the back of the net a few times, and then come back and we'll talk about goal music. That would help.
Absolutely. Right, so we're playing you guys this Saturday at the stadium. Looking forward to it. I'm in
the stadium.
The Bairn the bow. And don't start with the 3 stand nods. See, you like that. You like that.
I like that.
Yeah. We obviously met a couple of times this season. Obviously, last time we met at the stadium, very exciting game. 2-2 it finished. We were 2-0 down and you Hibsed it. I thought we might have won that when we came back 2-2. Liam Henderson with a great header. And then we went to your place not so long ago and we got kind of turfed over 3-0. Though in saying that, like, we were rotten the first half. And we got the third goal was a kind of breakaway in the second half. But we came out our own in the second half a wee bit. But I would say over the course, I mean, Hibs have the season, you've got to be happy with Hibs at, are you?
I'm just going back to that game and that 3-0 defeat. Was there any feedback about the strips? Because you were in your home kit and so were we. And the one thing I noticed right away, and we actually had a little behind the scenes conversation with the fourth official.
Really?
Because we felt that from our viewpoint, there was a lot of blending. Because you've got the blue shirt with the white sleeves, exactly the same as the traditional Hibs shirt. And I don't see. I mean, when we were at the Falkirk Stadium earlier on in the season, we were in changed kit. I would imagine on Saturday we'll be either in the yellow or the black.
Yeah, because that was watching it. I wasn't at the game, but I did watch it on the telly, and it was a complete clash. It was really, really hard, and a lot of people we mentioned it on the podcast actually. The clash in strips, and I'd never actually got an answer from our kit man to why that was, and why, surely the referee would have looked at it at the start of the game, and we always will take a change of kit as well, but I don't know why they didn't go with the away kit.
I think it was definitely an issue.
Yeah,
for sure. And when you see the whole culture of wearing your alternative kit so often now for marketing purposes, you would have thought the one time when it did need to happen. I have no doubt. I'm making a fuss about this. It was strange.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm pretty sure come Saturday we'll be in our home kit and you'll probably be in your yellow. We've got a third strip as well, the black one, haven't you?
It might be the reason why there were so many great balls through to Kieran Bowie, is that your guys were just confused. And it was
I know. Let's talk Hibs. Are you happy where they are this season?
I'm not happy after last weekend, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, to say whether Dunfermline deserved it, they probably did because they stood their ground.
Yeah.
They didn't give. I mean, there was obviously.
Can't believe you got beat by Dunfermline, by the way. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I know. This is where it's at. I mean, you were probably back in Hibs, wouldn't you? Would you be back in Hibs in that?
Yeah,
one,
of course I was. I was like, I can't believe that Hibs got beaten. Hibs did in the last minute.
They were poor though. Hibs, that's one of the poorest performances I've seen from Hibs. There just seemed to be a complete lack of energy, and even the way that you saw the chance that Bowie missed 50-50.
Yeah. I did see a comment saying that George Bowie would have scored that.
George Bowie's got a left foot as well. He's a left-footed player too. But have you ever seen George kick a ball? It's funny.
No.
Frog in a blender, I think, is probably the phrase that I would think about. But Kieran Bowie just looked. He didn't even look confident as he was homing on that. And
do you think the transfer speculations is coming into his head and kind of because there's been a lot of talk linking him with various clubs?
Bound to be. And I don't know. It just seems to be different with every single conversation that you have or everything that you read. I do think there's been a lot of. I've seen this happen before. You remember when Hibs had this fantastic set of youth players that had been brought through from John Park, who was incredible what he did at Easter Road.
He was in about Falkirk for a wee bit.
Yeah, you had him there as well. One of the nicest guys you could ever meet, by the way. If you met him once, he'd remember your name, and then every time you saw him afterwards, it'd be, "Hey Gav, how you doing?" He'd ask how you are. A gentleman, very popular with the youths that he brought through as well. He did a fantastic job. He just never played himself, but just had this eye for the players. So you think of Riordan, you think of O'Connor, Brown, Whittaker, all these players that came through at the same time. There was a lot of, I remember the newspapers at the time, the columnists, for example, in the Sunday papers, would often talk about how great they were doing when they weren't doing so well. If some of those players were having a bit of a lean spell, if Riordan hadn't scored in maybe 5 or 6 games or something like that, you would still sometimes read that there'd be journalism that would be based in the West Coast that maybe they would just assume that they were still doing okay, and actually they were kind of losing their form. And I think maybe a little bit of that has happened this season, whereby they're looking for speculation as to who could be a target, and what they're thinking in their head maybe is a Kieran Bowie on fire, confident, playing well, putting a few in every now and then, or regularly scoring for Hibs is probably an ideal target for any club, right?
Yeah.
But particularly for the old firm. I don't think he's been in that space in recent times, and maybe there's maybe some of this journalism has been without the research.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We've seen it happen through the years, and it's disappointing because it maybe does get into his head in a sense. It can't fail to get in his head that there's no opportunity to go. There's also been some interesting price tags that have been going about.
6 million,
that's probably going to start asking questions of any player. They're going to think to themselves, am I worth this? Have I got to show this now? Have I got to prove this? Does it put pressure on a player running out when a 6 million can go the other way? Of course, it can give you confidence, but or give you false confidence. Who knows? I don't know how he's channeled that. But I just love to see him start to deliver this belief that's in there that sometimes is a little bit maybe people aren't seeing enough of him to form an opinion. I still think that I see him too much at the halfway line when he's not doing what a number 9 should be doing. I may have said this in the last podcast that I was on, but remember Shankland last season had a bit of a dry spell. But that was because Critchley seemed to want him to be working
10,
harder, wanted to be a 10, wanted to be, you saw him at the halfway line, you're like, why are you coming for the ball now? Somebody else should be doing that, you should be on the end of the next ball. That's what I think, but we need Bowie. You saw when we had the opportunity against Motherwell and we got that equaliser, that he was in the box for it. He wasn't the one that was coming for that ball from O'Hora, but the ball that went out to the left was and then the supply to Kieran Bowie. Obita was the guy that put that was a perfect ball to Obita, and the supply to Bowie was that's what you want Bowie to be on the end of, Kieran Bowie on the end of, because 9 out of 10 times he's going to put it in the back of the net when he's in the box.
I thought we dealt with him really well at the stadium. Obviously got a really good goal against us at your place. A player that has maybe been a bit more consistent, and certainly I hope he doesn't play on Saturday because he absolutely terrorised us. His man of the match was Josh Mulligan.
He's magnificent. I'm so excited by Josh Mulligan. He went off injured against Dunfermline, so you may get your wish.
Oh yeah, did he? I didn't realise that. Come on.
So you may get your wish. They certainly wouldn't be talking about his condition at the moment. I don't know, but he has been exciting, I would say. I've been nervous about him being taken at the earliest opportunity. I would be very surprised if he's still a Hibs player this time next year, because and the other thing that I'm hoping that Steve Clarke considers is he's got to be in the squad, surely, on the merit of his midfield activity. But he is a very useful wing back.
He's been playing wing back, because I thought he played centrally against us at Easter Road and he was really impressive. I thought
he slotted in at wing back a few times. Wow. And absolutely owned it. He's and that's where I think actually he's an option for Steve Clarke. It's right wing back is something that nobody's holding that spot in the Scotland team
Nathan
right now
Patterson,
at the moment. Well,
Aaron Hickey,
but it's and it's whether or not there's somebody that really holds that position. And injuries have been a challenge for that position as well.
Certainly better than Anthony Ralston, that's for sure.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but I'll leave it to you.
I'll definitely say that. So yeah, Josh Mulligan, I'm glad that he's injured. Any other injury doubts for going into the game on Saturday that you've heard of? I
wonder if McGrath has been. He went off against Motherwell with a knock, because you're not going to.
Very good. You're talking sweet things to me now if McGrath's out as well.
Well, you wouldn't take McGrath off unless he was injured or you were protecting him. So I wondered if he played at East End Park with a slight knock. I don't think the team looked as sharp as they normally do anyway, as a whole, but I didn't think McGrath looked himself either. So I wondered if he was playing through a niggle that he'd picked up in the previous game against Motherwell. So whether or not he's going to be available. At the start of the season, I wasn't so sure how much of how great it had been as a signing. They've obviously been very excited to get him on the pre-contract this time last year. Certainly in the last 2 or 3 months, he has looked phenomenal. The goal against Hearts, great finish. That was a fantastic finish. He had a lot to do. He hit that on the half volley. He had to make sure it was.
Got a good goal against us in the stadium as well.
He looks to have if he keeps getting better and better, we're going to struggle to keep a hold of him. But it was a great. I think that's a great bit of business for us to manage to get him on that pre-contract for nothing. At the start of the season, and it's a very. He and Mulligan for me have been phenomenal this season.
Two best players I would say I've seen for Hibs this season. We're in the transfer window. Rumours are abound. I think probably we've done our business. Are you hearing anything for Hibs ahead of Saturday? Maybe. Or do you think David Gray's happy with the squad he's got?
He seems to be happy with the squad. He's probably been looking around. I think.
Any trouble positions that you would pinpoint? I mean, I know Hibs have been in the back of the Cadden. Nicky Cadden's been getting it a bit tight, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned before that I'm not sure he is fully fit either. I think he's been struggling with injuries and knocks all season long, because he's a different player from what he was last year. The delivery from him hasn't been what it has been, and I can only assume that he's just struggled a little bit in terms of the physicality. I hope that he can find that buzz again, because he provided a lot of excitement. In terms of positions, it's hard to say. Clyde's been a real disappointment. If we're feeling that Kieran Bowie is the ideal number 9. We're confident that. I mean, that's the thing about Kieran Bowie. He's frustrating. He is with that role when he's coming to the halfway line. He's trying to take the ball. The defenders are climbing all over him, He's going down, even if it is a genuine foul. And he's not, sometimes he'll go down easily, sometimes he's not. I think referees are now really, really wise to this, so it's not working out for us, and we're genuinely losing possession when he's playing like this. So we're needing something there in the middle, and whether it's McGrath does a bit more or whatever, someone that's a link between the ball coming from the back, the ball coming from the middle, and something that's got to go to Bowie. If you're looking for somebody in the middle rather than Bowie coming for it, maybe that's something to think about. The other thing is that a partner for Bowie, or an alternative to Bowie, Clyde. When Clyde has scored, he's scored spectacularly. He scored an absolute peach against Livingston.
He's a record signing, isn't he?
Record signing, and it's not. But I'm afraid it's not delivering.
No,
you would be expecting more from that kind of investment, and I think the Hibs fans are just waiting for that moment where he settles.
Yeah,
it's whether or not he is going to settle or not. We hope so. I think it's maybe that's been the issue, that he has struggled to settle. For example, whether it's affected him in training as well. Who knows? But we're just waiting. We saw some sparks when he was in Warsaw as well, and that game that nearly ended up being one of our greatest in history. He came on and he almost scored the winner, or the goal that would have got us through. It was actually, to be fair to him, he did put it over the bar, but he worked it out really well. It was a half chance that he turned into a decent chance, and that was through his perseverance. He seems to be quite nippy. He's maybe just lacking a bit of confidence in the ball right now. You just keep thinking a couple of goals maybe on Saturday. Who knows?
No.
Puts a few away and it turns him around. It changes a player, and that's what I think every Hibs fan is wishing, that Clyde can start to show the promise that you would feel from a player that's your record signing.
Yeah, it's a big game for Falkirk, I think, on Saturday, because I do think a win, really puts it, because Dundee United, looking at the fixtures, Dundee United are at home to St Mirren, Aberdeen have Livingston at home. So if we were to lose, you start, our aspirations to sixth place start going a bit awry maybe. But if we were to win, we're only 2 points away from Hibs in fifth.
Yeah, I know, that's a pressure. We were thinking a few weeks ago that whilst we were disappointed not to be third or fourth, we were feeling that fifth was probably going to be realistic now as a minimum. But a win
for you, and Motherwell at home to Kilmarnock, so you expect them to win there. But you've got the chance of going above the Lanarkshire Galacticos.
They've been fantastic, haven't they? They have been. They came to getting a point against them against Easter Road a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a good point.
Was actually a decent point, considering we went behind. I think we contained them really well. Actually, we looked like we for the first hour. It looked like we'd done our homework, and we'd raised our game and our energy levels to cope with that, because energy is what they have. The two-touch football is just, wow, where's this come from?
I don't, but the manager, it's incredible.
It is incredible, but you guys must be delighted to be in the top six at this stage.
100%. I just hope we can hold on to our manager. That's the big worry now.
Aberdeen.
Well, we'll wait and see.
He's the favourite, isn't he now?
Well, no, some people are saying that. It's other people.
I'm saying it right now.
No. But hopefully he's in the dugout come Saturday. That's all I.
He'd never come to Hibs, would he?
No, I don't think so.
Chance.
Not a big jambo that John is.
But you know him well. Tell me what is it about him that has managed to do what? I mean, good grief! Has this been matched before? The two division rise so quickly?
No. It's in Falkirk's history, certainly not. Other teams might have done it, but going from League One to win the Championship to now find yourself sixth in the league, it's dreamland. It's absolutely dreamland. The statue needs to be built for John very, very soon, because he's an absolute miracle worker, and the players love playing for him. And he's assembled. The League One Falkirk is something we always label ourselves as, because the guys that are on the pitch, Liam Henderson, Brad Spencer, Leon McCann, they're all played in League One for us. Calvin Miller, all these players have been lighting up the league this season, and we're all playing for us in League One. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, that's the manager, that's the development, that's the skills, that's the coaching,
and that's why I'm not surprised being linked with the Aberdeen job. I just think he's holding out for the Scotland job, though. So fingers crossed for that.
Well, it's an option, I suppose. But what is he now? Is he
64?
64 to have these options and this excitement at that stage. And I know a lot of clubs, when they seem to be looking for for young dynamic coaches, and sometimes the experience.
Let's just keep them looking for young dynamic coaches. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, they lack the experience though,
Yeah.
and sometimes they're an experiment. John McGlynn, you've got a bit. He's seen it, done it, bought the T-shirt. He knows the stuff, and I'm always delighted for managers who have ground it out, who have been around, stuck with it, and I'm genuinely pleased for him. I'm genuinely pleased for a lot of things in Scottish football now, and you'll find it very difficult to believe me. I'm genuinely pleased for Hearts. I mean it. I am genuinely.
Cut that.
I am genuinely pleased that there's something else going on. Now, come May, there's got to be an Albert Kidd out there somewhere who's going to stop this from happening again.
So you want to see them into the last day, and then you want to see that Albert Kidd moment yet again.
Well, we could end up the fourth Edinburgh derby, assuming Hibs stay in the top 6. It will be at Easter Road, you would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what police are like when we get to the end of a season and there's a possibility that Celtic or Rangers can clinch the title. They always try and make the Old Firm derby the first game after the split, so that they don't have a title decider in an Old Firm game. We could have a title decider at Easter Road.
Could you imagine if you stopped Hearts winning the title?
Well,
oh my God, I think Hibs would do that. Would be worth it, wouldn't it?
What a cup final that would be. And if I could convince Albert Kidd to come over and do the match ball presentation, which is currently what I'm trying to do. I've got him on WhatsApp here.
Brilliant.
He's told me where to go, to be honest.
Absolutely do it.
I mean, it'll be 40 years.
That'd be, imagine that.
40 years
hadn't
on.
even contemplated that would be every Hibs supporter's dream.
I'm having hot sweats at night about it. I'm panicking. But for the moment, there's a part of me that gets to the end of a weekend, and if Hearts are still winning, I'm like, well, this is exciting. Yeah, it is exciting. And they've lost Shanklin now, so I know we're supposed to talk about Falkirk or Hibs now, but they've lost Shanklin, so you just wonder. Everyone thinks they're going to start dropping points, but so could Rangers and Celtic.
Well, true.
So
the long way to go. There's a long way to go. Predictions for Saturday.
I'm going to go with 2-1 Hibs.
2-1 Hibs. Well, I'm in hospitality on Saturday. So, but
thanks for the invite.
I will be, sorry, Gav. You just missed out.
You're taking your son instead of me.
I'm taking my son
on his 16th birthday.
I know.
I mean, seriously, get your priorities right.
I know. Sorry, mate. So yeah, I'm going to take a 1-0 Hib. Falkirk. It's been a favourite score of ours this season, so I'll take a cheeky wee 1-0 in for Falkirk. I got nailed on last week on my prediction when I said 1-1 and Falkirk winning penalties. So beware, Gavin. Beware.
I'm wondering. I've been here for every one of the 3 games on the Falkirk Daft ahead of the Hibs games. I'm wondering if there will be a 4th. I'm thinking.
We'll see.
I'm thinking. Which can we both stay in the top 6?
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. And you say you've been on before, Gavin. That means you've got to face. How well do you know your team quiz? You got not bad the last time. You got 5 points. When you're up, did you get 6? Did we give you 6? On my sheet it says 5, Gavin. Are you saying 6?
In my mind it's 6.
I'm saying 5. You'll be delighted to know that Hearts haven't fared so well. Craig Fowler was on from the T8s podcast last week. He only managed 3 points for the Jambos. However, Ewan Cameron, he shall not be mentioned. He got 6 points.
Well, Hearts are good at getting 3 points. That's their thing.
There you go.
That's what they do well.
Well, so you've got Ewan to be at 6. Top of the tree is Aberdeen from Sheepy on 8 points. Okay, so I've got 10 questions, 60 seconds. Pass if you want. We'll come back to the ones you pass on if we've got time at the end.
I hate this.
All right, okay. Are you ready, Gavin Pearson?
Okay, go.
Your time starts now. How many Scottish League titles have Hibs won?
1.
Which club did Frank Sosie join Hibs from?
Marseille.
How long was Hibs' Scottish Cup drought before 2016?
114 years.
Who was the last Hibs manager that played for Falkirk?
Last Hibs played for Falkirk. John Hughes.
Hibs recorded the largest Edinburgh derby victory on the 1st of January 1973. What was the score?
7-0.
On 6-2 derby win in October 2000, who bagged a hat-trick?
That was Mixu Patalainen. What a signing.
Name any member of the Hibs coaching team that played for the Bairns.
Hibs coaching team. Pass. Westy.
How many flags are on the Hibs badge?
1. No, 2.
And what season did Hibs last win the Scottish top flight?
Oh, good grief. 19. Don't know. Pass.
Who did Hibs beat in the final of the 2006-2007 League Cup?
Kilmarnock.
There you go, and your time is up there, right?
I was there. 5-1.
How do you think you did?
Not very well. Rubbish, actually.
Let's go through your answers. How
Did I
many
get
Scottish
Westy?
League titles? We'll come to it.
Right.
How many Scottish League titles have Hibs won? It was 4. Which club did Frank Soze join Hibs from? Montpellier. 114 years. Of course, you got that right. Last Hibs manager that played for Falkirk, Jack Ross, not John Hughes. 7-0 you got. You were very good at your Derby knowledge there. You got 7-0 and you got Mixu.
I was announcer at that game.
Two members of the Hibs coaching team played for Falkirk. Eddie May, Liam Craig.
Eddie May was the one I was trying to remember.
How many? You're obviously not a badge kisser, Gab. How many flags are on the Hibs badge? There's 6. There's 3 on the ship and 3 on the castle. So there you go.
Well, they've had so many different badges in the last 20 years. They've changed the badge 3 times in the last 30 years.
Yep. And what season did Hibs win the last one? Scottish Cup top flight. It was 51-52, and you got Kilmarnock right. So that is 4.
I couldn't remember Eddie May. I see him every game. I pass him every game. I remember he did play for
Disco
Falkirk.
pants are the best, and apparently has a massive cock, according to the Falkirk chant.
I keep forgetting we can talk about shit like that.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. There you go. So apparently, yeah. So next time you see Eddie, ask him.
I'm gonna ask him.
Is the song true, Eddie? Do you have a massive cock? Right, listen, Gavin. Thanks very much for coming on Falkirk Daft.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully see you for a fourth game. That would be great. Yes, Gavin Pearson from radio, all of the radio.
Clyde 1 4th 1.
Clyde 1 4th 1, North Sound 1. Get him every
Easter
Sunday,
Road.
6 till 10, and Easter Road as
Glory,
well.
glory to the Hibs.
This is Falkirk Daft.
With Behind the Wall and the Falkirk football fans in training.
So there we go. That was Gavin's thoughts on the match. He reckons Hibs, obviously he's backing his own team for a 2-1 win. Ross, what are you thinking ahead? I'm calling it 1-0, but what are you thinking?
I think, and you'll be shocked with my prediction, I think we will absolutely destroy them on Saturday. Do you want to hear why? Right.
Why?
So they've obviously just been beat for Dunfermline, so they're reeling after that. I
Can't
noticed
believe
their fans are getting pissed off with them as well. Every time they put something on social media, it's where's the signings? Where's the signings? They're getting really ratty with the club.
Well, Gavin doesn't think there's any. Gavin doesn't seem to think they're going to be bringing anybody in.
No, well that's the thing. I think, and the fans are getting really quite frustrated. We owe them one after they did give us a shoeing.
Yeah, first half they gave us a shoe. We'll keep it a bit in second.
I think we owe them a bit of a doing, and I think we're going to win 3-0. There's my prediction. I'm going to say 3-0 Falkirk.
I do like the optimism. The question is, how do we line up though? Because obviously we kind of went for the St Mirren tactics against Hearts in the first half, and then we got the bugle out for the second half. Brought on Kyrell, brought on Ben, brought on. Oh my God, his name's just went out.
Ben, what game are you talking about? The
Hearts game. Oh my!
So Kyrell, Ben, and
new signing from Sheffield. Is it just?
Louis Marsh. Yeah,
Louis Marsh.
I keep trying to say Louis Walsh.
Well, you keep saying Louis Walsh, and his head, the name is right ahead. But when we brought those guys on, it made a marked improvement in the team.
It did.
I mean, that's because I guess he kind of, he did the old rope-a-dope John McGlynn tactics and totally took them all by surprise by introducing certainly Kyrell's pace gave them an absolute, a massive worry. What do you think he'll do on Saturday? I've got a theory. I've got a feeling that Ben Parkinson will start up front, and I've got a feeling that Kyrell will start. And they'll go in for Cartwright, and I've got a funny feeling that Finn Yeats might. I think those three will start in front of Cartwright, Yeats, and Barney.
Yeah, I could get on board with that. I think you're right. I think Parkinson has done enough last week to show that he'll start. Kyrell and Calvin will be in their usual places. I agree with you. I think that will be the changes. I think the defence is assuming Philippe is absolutely fine, which we're all hoping I think
don't see that. Keelan Adams again. We know there's no
Keelan's there as well. It's not as if we're short of.
Keelan was excellent when he came on against Hearts as well.
He really was. But I think all being well, it'll probably be the same defence. So yeah, no, I agree with the changes that you've suggested. I think that will be what the changes are. Yeah,
I do think that he will make changes, though. I do think he'll do that, and then bring on Barney or Brian like later on just to
get a bit of legs up there, a bit of experience. But listen, we'll be 3-0 up by that point. So
I love the confidence.
there we go.
Love the confidence. Well, that's Saturday, and that is your preview show for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening or watching. If you watch on YouTube, which you can of course like and subscribe to, leave your comments on every episode. We'll read them out on here. Before we go, we've got to say thanks very much to the Falkirk football fans in training. Wednesday nights when you want to get down to the stadium, 8:30 to 9:30. New year, new you. Get yourself down to there. You've got elite section, academy section, the legends section, and the inaugural Kelpies Cup will be coming soon. I promise you. I've just chased up Ian for details on that, so we can bring you all the news, see where we are with that. But if you do want to get involved, Ian's your man, Willie's your man, Dougie is your man. You can get the link below, get involved, help your mental health, get fit in the new year, and make it a new you for 2026. That's us getting up the road now, and yes, follow us on social media if you can. That would be lovely. We're on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and you can get merch.falkirkdaft.co.uk, and get on the Discord for all the transfer rumours. I think we're kind of done. I think we're not going to bring in anyone else now, are we?
I don't think so.
I think there might be people. I think what you said earlier on, there might be a few going out, Ross, but I can't.
Yeah, two, maybe 2 more, maybe 3 more going out on loan. We're still got a very, very big squad. So, and you do worry about some of the players who are just not getting in the match day squads at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, Aidan, Gary, Tom. And then we'll see what happens when Lewis Nielsen comes back. You know, I suspect. It'll be interesting. It's good. It's a good problem to have, but again, you feel sorry for, and like the man behind there, our sweet Ghanaian prince. You know, you feel sorry for the invincible back-to-back that got us here. You know, but unfortunately, that's his life and that is football, and that's fantastic words to finish on. But let's finish with your words, Ross.
Absolutely, mate. Let's hope for a 3-0 win, as we said on Saturday, and expect unexpected.
We're Falkirk Daft, talking about the dark blues and having a bit of a laugh. We're Falkirk Daft. You can listen in the pub or you can listen in the bath. We're Falkirk Daft. For everyone who's caring about being a Falkirk Bairn, we're Falkirk Daft. We are Falkirk Daft.